Okay, so this is going to be a short little video about the heel buttress, because I don't believe still with what I've taught, the way I've taught it, because I've also been learning more about it, that people really are understanding the importance of what the heel buttress is and exactly what it is. And so without a heel buttress, correct heel buttress, you do not have a good foot, and your foot will never stay consistent. Okay, so I'm going to show you what a heel buttress is. Now, here is my foot that I have made. This is on, okay, see this capsule? This was the capsule on the horse, right here. This foot has half a capsule and half is open. I'll post some pictures of it, of what it looked like when it was fresh. Okay? Now, what I've done here is I have bar wall, sole, outer hoof wall, and right here is the heel buttress. Okay? And here's the frog. Okay? Now, what I have here is a little different than what I have here, because here there's no heel buttress on this foot right here. Now, on this foot there is a little bit of buttress on this side, less on this side here, and you can see it back here. See there? Of course, this side's been trimmed. Okay, so I'm going to take this apart. We're going to take off the bulb, skin covering the bulb, and the frog. We're going to take off the wall here. We're going to take the heel buttress off. We're going to take the sole and the bar wall off. Here is your inner foot. Okay, now this foot is very dried out, you can see. Okay, but when you do these dissections, the last third of the foot from here back is all cartilage. That means that it can be moved any which way. It can be pushed up. It can be squeezed together. That's how you get your contracted. That's why you get contracted hooves, because this from here back is cartilage. This from here forward, of course, is your coffin bone. Right here. See there? Okay. Now, right here is your coronary band. This is from what your hoof wall grows from this right here. And this is the way it should be shaped. Let's see. Let me pull that. It should be going at a slight angle, about an 18 to 20 degree angle down like this, and it should be straight like this. And then the hoof wall starts growing here, and it grows in equal lengths from here to here. It grows in equal lengths like this. It reaches the heel first, okay, and then the toe last. But because this is cartilage back here, this, if you trim the heel buttress out, which I'll show you in a minute, okay, all this can be pulled down and under like that, because this is all soft. See, it can all be pulled down just like I'm doing that clay there. So let's pull this up, and it happens very slowly. Okay, so one way you can tell if a heel buttress is trimmed out of a horse, when you see the growth rings in the wall. Look here. See, there are growth rings. You see this? Okay, when you see the growth rings in the wall, they should be the same shape as the coronary band. If the coronary band, as the heel buttress, which grows right here, has been trimmed out, this is going to pull this down, and then your wall is going to grow curved like that. And the growth rings, you'll see them curved like this. Now, this is really important to understand in this regard because of understanding and recognizing hoof distortion, different types of hoof distortion that can be caused by all this cartilage here bending down this way because, again, because the wall grows here, right? So let's say your wall and your horn tubules are growing at this angle. Okay, well, if this here bends down, then that's going to push the angle of your horn tubule like this. Now let's say you got some that are like this here. We'll just use some popsicle sticks here to demonstrate. Okay, let's say you got some straight ones right here. They're growing right. Starts right here, connects to the lamina, grows down, meets the sole there, and then the sole and the wall travel to the ground. Okay, and let's say it's at this angle. All right, now this angle, the angle of the horn tubule and the wall should be the same here. Starts growing here, grows down, connects with the sole. Okay, all these should be in alignment and should be at the same angle. What happens is when the heel buttress is trimmed out, which I'll show you in a moment, and all this will click together for you, what happens is this cartilage, again, it's cartilage from here back, cartilage all the way down through here, even though there's solid wall attached to it right here and growing from it, all right, it's still soft, it can move. So when you trim this heel buttress wrongly back here, it lowers this and it can bend all this cartilage, all right, it bends the coronary band here from which the hoof wall grows. See, that it should be growing at this angle. Well, when this bends, then it forces the hoof wall to grow at an angle like this. You see that? Well, that's going to affect all the hoof wall in front of it. Now, what happens when you got some wall growing like this, but some wall growing like this? It's going to push this wall here, right? And push it forward. You see there? It's going to push it forward. It's going to make it so you can never truly get this toe back the way you would want to. Now, in a wild horse, this never happens because they're constantly trimming their feet, and they have a really good, strong heel buttress back here. So this never happens. This happens when hooves get overgrown or over-trimmed, like when they over-trim the heel buttress. Okay, so there's a lot more we could learn here about hoof growth, but I just want you to understand the heel buttress. Now, again, this is the coronary band. It's band-shaped. It's shaped like this. You see there? And, of course, our hoof wall grows down from it. This is the coronary band groove. Okay, the coronary band sits in this groove here. Now, you can see how the shape of the wall here is and how the coronary band fits right in this little groove there. You see that? Okay. Now, this is all your hoof wall here, but right back here, okay, here's your sole corium. Right here is your lamina that your hoof wall grows down to. Now back here is the heel of your sole corium. Now under here, right under here, see this area here? This is where your heel buttress grows from. All right, and it's shaped like this. Okay, I'm going to show you a heel buttress. See this big chunk of wall here? This is a heel buttress. Okay, you see how it's shaped? Just like this here. This is what grows from this. Now, let's go ahead and put this on. Right here. This is what grows from that right there. Okay, do you see how this attaches to the back of the heel here? Okay, let's look at that again. See, this is the coronary band. This is part of the coronary band too, as is what goes down right on the bottom of the foot here from whence the bar grows. Okay, this is all lamina. This is bar lamina here. This is lamina. The hoof wall grows, connects to that, grows down, meets the sole corium here, and the sole and the wall grow together. Now this again is your heel buttress. Look, at that chunk of wall there. This is what stabilizes all this cartilage back here. Without a good solid heel buttress, this just moves all over the place. Now here's the thing. This, connected to this, is the side of the wall here and the bar. Okay? Without a good heel buttress, your bars are all over the place, your walls are all over the place, because the heel buttress supports and stabilizes the hoof wall and the bar wall. And the hoof wall grows down at a certain angle, has to be at a specific angle, meet up with the sole in a specific spot, and then it joins to that piece of sole, and they travel to the ground together. So the hoof wall supports and stabilizes the sole that grows right under here. Okay, so again, I want you to look at that. Again, this is where your heel buttress goes. Now this is the cartilage, this is the end of the heel right here. And this is cartilage. Your bar connects to this right here. This is the bar lamina. The actual coronary band, or whatever that the bar grows from, flattens out and comes right down the bottom of the foot here. Then it grows, attaches to the lamina, gets to here, attaches to the sole. Okay, now this all here is cartilage. Okay, here's your sole corium. Your sole grows here. So here's your hoof wall, here's your sole, here's your bar wall, and here's your heel buttress wall. Okay, so this is how it is shaped. You see, it would be a very solid, hard piece of hoof wall here. Okay, so we're going to, and it attaches right to the back of the foot here. Remember, this is cartilage, right? Okay, so let's go ahead and put this on as if it was growing from here. Okay. Okay, there you go. You see that? Now, what happens is, most people are trimming their heels this long, right? They're right to here. And so they really don't have any sole in their heels. This buttress has to grow from the hairline, this is where your hairline would be right here, down past the heel of the foot, and then at least another inch for you to have any depth of sole under here at all. Okay, you see that? Okay, now, this is your sole. A wild horse has 3/4 inch to an inch of sole. Okay, you cannot have a consistent, uniform thickness of sole without having at least an extra inch, 3/4 to an inch of heel buttress growing past the internal foot here. The heel, remember, there's the heel of the inner foot. Okay? Okay, you have to have at least an inch growing past there. Okay, so let's go ahead. We're going to put the sole back in here. Okay, let's put this, Okay, there's your heel buttress and your uniform sole thickness going clear up to the toe. You see that? Okay, now, here's your bar wall. Where are we at here? Right here. There's the bar wall, right there. Of course, it's one solid piece of wall. Do you understand that? Now, this, again, your heel buttress stabilizes the bar wall. Okay. And then you have your hoof wall that grows from there, and put this other piece of hoof wall. Okay, that is how it's supposed to be. You see there? Now, I would have about an inch of sole growing under there. This can only happen if the walls are in the correct spot, growing correctly to the heel buttress there. You see that? Of course, now we know that this should all be one piece here. Isn't that right? Okay, but I made this a different color to demonstrate what this heel buttress is. Okay, now, okay, here's the frog. All right, without the proper length of heel buttress, you're not going to have any frog. Like, okay, see the real hoof over here didn't have much frog at all. Okay, and had no heel buttress. This is the bulb. There's so many horses out there like this. Okay, now here I've got a good, nice, thick frog, about 1 inch thick. We're going to put his frog on here now. There we go. And then you would have, of course, your bulb skin that covers right here. Let's see here. Let me get this is my clay cutter here. Okay, from the hairline down to the end of the bulb skin would be about 1 1/8 inch. All right, and then you would have at least 3/4 of an inch of heel buttress past that. But as you see, the bulb skin covers up a lot of that heel buttress. You see there? Okay, looks something like that. Okay, now, if I were to put the hairline at a 30-degree angle, to do that, I'm going to have to cut off that much heel. Okay, now what happens if I cut off that much heel? Let's see. Let's just go ahead and do it. There we go. That's how most hooves look. Just like that. Is not that correct? Look at all of the hoof and sole that I have taken off. Look at all the buttress wall I've taken off there. Now let's see what happens when we take off the wall here. Of course, there isn't any frog going to grow either. Okay? We have to cut that off as well. Look, there's how much heel buttress you cut off when you put a 30-degree angled hairline to try and make the walls 45 degrees. See, that's all error. That is not how a wild horse's foot is. Okay, then let's just take off this frog here too. Okay, this is how most barefoot horses are. Right here. Just a minute. Okay, see that? That's how most barefoot hooves are, right like that. Okay, that means that you have cut off almost 1 inch of the heel buttress. You've cut off almost at least half an inch to 1 inch of sole that's under the back of your foot. Let's look at that again. Look at there. See that? Don't you think you have to have more sole past the bottom of your foot than that? Well, of course, because if you look at the wild horse cadaver feet that people have dissected, you'll find them on Pete Ramey's site. You'll find, in fact, the 2 best ones are on his site. Okay, they have 1 inch of sole. Okay, so let's put this back together the way it's supposed to be. Okay, we're going to grow more bar. We're going to put more sole on there. Now this creates uniform sole thickness. We're going to grow the heel buttress back. There we go. See there? See, uniform sole thickness from here to here. Maybe have a little bit there. There we go. Okay. We're going to put the wall back. Oops, wait a minute. Wrong piece. And we're going to put some more frog on that horse. Okay, this is the true foot of the horse, and this is the way the hoof wall is truly supposed to grow. Now again, this heel buttress, which is like a big solid pillar chunk of wall, stabilizes this wall. Here, then the wall growing down at a specific angle, it starts here, and it connects to the lamina, and it grows straight down. It connects to a specific piece of sole, to which it then travels to the ground together. Okay, now, when these walls, when the heel buttress is removed, then these walls have no stability, okay? And not only that, but you're also taking, when you take off this much here, what was at an angle like this is then at an angle like that, which then the weight-bearing equilibrium of the way the hoof wall is supposed to hold the foot up is then changed, and you have all the horn tubules at an angle like that, always pushing forward, always wanting to make the toe push forward right here. See, trim out the heel buttress. It can cause a club foot. It can also cause mechanical laminitis. Okay, so what else do I need to tell you? There was something else. Oh, okay, so when you trim the heel buttress out of the horse, here, I'm going to show you what happens. You can wind up getting what I call a false buttress. Okay, now you see here how this is a big, thick chunk of hoof wall right here. And then it's got bar wall connected to it here and the side wall here. Now, one thing I want you to know, again, this is cartilage from here back. Do you understand that? This is cartilage. Your coffin bone ends right here. Okay, so this is soft and movable. Okay, so when you trim the heel buttress out up to here, okay, let me show you what happens. Okay, we're going to go ahead and take off that piece of our heel buttress again. What happens is this cartilage right here starts pulling down like this. Pulling down like that because there's no stability. Well, then you come in there and you trim more off. And you just keep trimming to where finally there's really hardly any heel buttress at all. Let me show you. You might have just that much. Once this has, see there? Once this has all pulled down, like so. Well, what happens here to the wall, if I can simulate it, is that this bar wall, because most people don't trim their bars right either, this bar wall, okay, this totally gets pretty much trimmed out of the foot, and this gets pulled way down like this, the cartilage. Okay, but the reason you're not seeing it is because this periopal skin here is covering it up. So you're not seeing that all this is being trimmed out of the foot, that this whole wall here has been trimmed out. And this is being pulled forward. It's actually shortening up the foot. Well, what happens is, let me put the bar back here. What happens is, as this gets pulled forward here, this bar wall, which is right here, starts laying over, and it joins up with the side wall in front, and you wind up with that there. And you have absolutely no heel buttress. It's shortened the foot up from here to here. Look, this is how much heel buttress is back here. See there? But this has been trimmed out, and all this cartilage has been pulled down here. And then over time, the bar wall here has laid over and merged with the outer part of the hoof wall that is actually in front of the buttress. And what do? They form a false heel or a false buttress. You see that? And of course, the frog that was here, all this gets pulled forward as well. Another thing that happens is this bar, this is cartilage again, clear to here. This all gets pulled forward, pulled forward, pulled forward. The bar gets pulled forward, you know, so that you have bar that's wanting to grow in clear up into here. See there? And so you have all these people out there trying to amputate bars off the bottom of the foot. Okay, now another thing that happens is, because the angle of this wall has been changed, did I take that off of there? Because I smashed my buttress. Because the angle of this wall has been changed, pushing forward, it also starts to push this toe forward like this. Like this. See? And then people start thinking that they have a long toe. When actually, in truth, it's really not a long toe. It's that they're missing this much of the foot back here. Well, where's a good butt? I smashed all my little buttresses here. They're missing this much foot on the back here. Okay. Now, do you understand that a little better? So let's straighten this up again. So then you got to come in here. Okay, you got to take this bar here, and you got to start trimming it up into here so that it will pull over and open up this wall here and here. You got to start getting everything straightened again so it will open this up in here so that your buttress can grow. Let's see, I'm going to have to make... I messed up my little buttress here. Hold on. Again, I've got a buttress that needs to grow right here. See how much it shortens up the foot? Right there? See? Got to have buttress growing right here. Okay, so there's our heel buttress. So we have to come in here and grow our heel buttress again. And then we'll be able to get the walls straightened out and grow some sole underneath here as well. Here, let's go ahead and take the wall off again. Okay, so you can see how you have to have this solid buttress that's growing from the bottom of here, right here, this solid chunk of wall. See? Growing under here, attached to the back of the foot. Let's just attach that baby right there. Okay, and really what you find is your bulbs are about 1 inch and 1/8 wide, or 1 inch wide, and you're going to want about 1 inch of heel buttress too. 3/4 of an inch at the least. Okay, so let's... You see that? And we're going to put some more sole. We'll grow some more sole. Where are we here? Okay. There we go. So are you comprehending what's going on here? Again, what happens when you trim the heel buttress out? All this cartilage gets pulled down and under. Okay, your bar wall and your bar wall and this wall merge together here, and you have a false heel. See what I'm saying? And so what you'll see is this bar wall will flip over like this. Okay, so when you're correcting this, you're going to have to really learn to get your bars off of the sole here and away from this so that it can start growing in. It will regrow. but it will take a little time once it's totally been trimmed out of the foot, and they're at different stages. Okay, let's look at it. There's your foot. There's the sole. This grows from underneath there, attaches to the back of the foot. It stabilizes the wall here and stabilizes the bar wall here, because this, all this is heel. Okay?